What's going on, guys? Today I'll be showing you how to install a drop-in trigger into an AR-15. This one particularly is in Smith & Wesson MP 1522. I was just looking to upgrade it, so let's get into it. First thing you want to do is separate the upper and the lower. Once you have that down, you can go ahead and remove the grip, because you're going to have to remove the safety. And in order to get out the safety, there's a pin that holds it in, and to get that out, you have to remove it. Some people like to just pull it back a little bit. Personally, I prefer to remove it all the way. So on this exact model, there's two springs you have to watch out for. One that holds in the pin, and one that holds in the safety selector itself. As you can see here, there's two little ones. This one's for the safety and this one's for the pin. Go ahead and fully remove that. I'm using a flathead. Some of them are Allen, some of them are flat. So go ahead and carefully remove that. See, there's the spring here. There's this spring. And then there's two little pins. The black one is for the safety, and then the brass one is for the takedown pin. Okay, once you have the grip out and you pull out both those springs and both those pins, go ahead and cock the hammer back. You can go ahead and remove the safety. It should just pop right out. Once you do that, go ahead and just reset the hammer. Don't let it hit all the way back. Once you put the hammer back, grab a punch or anything that you could use to push out these pins. Hold the hammer because it has a tendency to fly because it is spring loaded, and go ahead and push those pins. Once you have it out a little bit, go on the other side, hold it, and you can just pull it out. Once you have that out, it pops out in place. And you have this lift. You can go ahead and remove this pin as well. This one's not under spring tension, or not as much as the hammer at least. Go ahead and remove that pin, and you'll have the trigger assembly and the disconnector. So these two pieces actually separate, and there's a little spring there. Make sure you don't lose that. And that is it for the disassembly of the AR. So just to reiterate, this is an MP 1522, so there are slight differences. First, it's polymer, it's not metal, and it has that secondary spring, whereas on a regular AR, that spring goes through here and it's held in by that buffer tube plate. Now for the install. Go ahead, grab your trigger. All you gotta do is drop it in place. Make sure the holes align. Go ahead and grab your two pins. Just pop them into place. So this specific trigger is a Timney drop-in trigger. Once you've dropped in the trigger, you want to go ahead and put the safety back. So on this particular trigger, the pins are still loose because this drop-in has two set screws that you tighten, and it pushes the trigger up, so it applies pressure against these pins and it doesn't allow them to fall out. So before I do that, you want to go ahead and install the safety selector, because when you tighten these up, there isn't enough clearance for you to slide in those, or slide in the safety selector. Go ahead and tighten the set screws. Like I said, depending on the trigger, you may not have these set screws. Some of them are just direct plug and play, but in my case, it came with this little tool. Now you're all set on this. So make sure your safety's in place. You can give it a test, put it in safe, and it won't work. Put it in fire, fires. Go ahead and turn it upside down. You have this little black pin. This one is for the safety. Make sure you put the pointed end inwards. And then you have this brass one, which is for the pin. Go ahead, same thing, point it down inwards. Then go ahead and grab the springs. The smaller spring is for the pin, The larger spring is for the safety. So actually on most grips there's a hole for the spring for the safety selector, so it could be easier for you to just pop it in there. And then what you want to do is go ahead and carefully turn it to a appropriate position where you can grab it comfortably. Go ahead and push it in. Make sure you hold it in place. Grab your screw. This is the hardest part to me, honestly, is getting the screw in there. Once you have the screw in there, go ahead and tighten it. And please be careful with these because the MP 1522 is a polymer lower. So if this bolt goes in any way wrong, you could strip it, and that's not an easy fix. Probably have a better tool for this, but this should do. Once that's snug, you are complete. That is the installation of a Timney drop-in trigger on the Smith & Wesson MP 1522. This is Saints Armory. Thanks for watching. Leave a like, comment, subscribe if you liked the video. See you again.